Let's talk about something most of us never really think about. What happens to all your stuff online after you're gone? You know, your photos, your emails, all those social media accounts, they don't just vanish into thin air. So today, we're going to figure out who gets the keys to your digital kingdom.
You know, whether you mean to or not, you're building this digital ghost. It's everything you've ever posted, uploaded, or created online. And it's not tucked away in some shoebox, it lives in the cloud. And that, as we're about to see, creates some brand new, really complicated problems for the people we care about.
Wow, this quote it absolutely hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? The very thing that makes our day-to-day lives so seamless, all this instant access and infinite storage, well, it flips and becomes this incredibly tangled web the moment we're not around to manage it.
I mean, just think about the massive difference in one generation. If your parents passed away, the person handling their estate could probably find most of what they needed in a filing cabinet. But for us, our executor will have to go head-to-head with giant tech companies just to get access to, well, everything, from precious family photos to actual cryptocurrency.
For your family, this isn't just some small hassle. It's what lawyers call a troubling limbo. They're left staring at this digital locked box with absolutely no idea how to find the key.
So why is this box so tough to crack open? You'd think, hey, just get the password, right? But the real issue goes way, way deeper than that. It's actually about a fundamental clash of responsibilities.
And here it is. This is the heart of the problem. On one hand, your executor has a legal duty to collect all your assets. But on the other hand, the tech companies have a legal duty to protect your privacy. And those two duties, they're on a collision course, creating this impossible legal standoff.
This standoff throws up three huge roadblocks. First, there's all that fine print in the terms of service that we all click agree on without reading. Then you've got federal privacy laws. And finally, and this one is a real mind-bender, you don't technically own your social media profile. It's more like you're renting it. You have a license to use it, but you can't exactly leave it to someone in your will.
For years, this was just a total legal mess, a big gray area. But finally, the law is starting to catch up. It's starting to forge a key for this digital lockbox.
And it's called Rufa Daha. I know, it's a mouthful. But stick with me, because this thing is a total game changer. Basically, it's a set of laws designed to treat your digital property, your photos, your data, the whole shebang, just like your physical property, like your house or your car.
Now, the really brilliant thing about Rufadea is the hierarchy it creates. It sets up a clear pecking order for who's in charge. And look what's right at the top. You are. Your choices, made using a platform's own tools, come first. They override everything else. Your will is next in line. The company's own rules, they only kick in if you haven't made any plans at all.
Okay, so what this all means is that even though RUFADA gives us a legal framework, the real power is in your hands. But you have to actually take a few practical steps to make it all work.
So, where do you even start? Well, the most powerful step is also the simplest one. Just use the tools the platforms already give you. According to that RUFAA law, this is your first and best line of defense.
But here's the catch. Your options are kind of all over the place. As you can see, Facebook gives you the most control with its legacy contact feature. Instagram gives you a few less options, and other platforms, they pretty much just give you one choice: delete everything. It really shows you how inconsistent this whole digital landscape still is. And that legacy contact feature is really worth understanding. It lets someone you trust manage things like tribute posts or update your profile picture, maybe with details about a memorial. But, and this is so important, they cannot log in as you. They can't read your private messages, and they can't delete your old posts. It's a really smart way to protect your privacy. All right, your next step is to make sure your actual legal documents, your will, your trust, are up to date. You need to very clearly and explicitly give your executor the power to handle your digital assets. You can't just assume they'll have that power automatically. And finally, just get organized. Make a list, an inventory of your digital life. Everything from your email accounts to any crypto wallets you might have. There are even brand new services popping up specifically to help you do this securely. And of course, for your own sanity now, use a password manager. Which brings us to the ultimate puzzle, right? How do you safely hand over the master key to everything? People have gotten really creative here, with some almost spy movie level strategies. Some people split a digital key between two different people, forcing them to work together. Others go completely old school. They print it all out and lock it in a physical safe. So, after all this discussion about laws and passwords and lockboxes, what's the real bottom line here? It turns out that planning your digital afterlife isn't really about your data at all.
It's about the people you leave behind. Seriously, taking just a few hours to sort this out now can save your family from months of confusion, frustration, and legal bills, all while they're trying to grieve. You're not just organizing files, you're giving them the gift of clarity when they need it most.
And really, it all comes down to this single question. Your digital life, your pictures, your memories, your story, it is going to outlive you. The only thing left to decide is, who are you going to give the keys to? And figuring that out might be one of the most important things you can do.